Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. On this channel, we try to learn various concepts of data science by practicing a lot of questions. This video is in continuation of the SQL 50 Crack SQL Interview in 50 question series where we are trying to learn hands-on SQL using 50 carefully curated questions covering diverse aspects of SQL. So we are already done with the select part as well as the basic joins. We already started the basic aggregate functions, and then after this we will be doing sorting and grouping, then advanced select and joins, subqueries, and finally on the advanced string functions, regex and clauses. In our previous video, we solved this question regarding average selling price where we learned about a new way of performing a join using greater than or equal to and less than and equal to signs in the on clause. In this video, we are going to solve this question on project employees 1 and try to learn from it. So yeah, let's jump right in. So this is the 17th question of the series project employees part 1, and if I look at the companies this question has been asked in, so Amazon and Facebook in the last few months, so kind of an important question. Let's look at the question. So we are given a table called project with two different columns, project ID and employee ID, and their data types being integer for both. The combined columns project ID and employee ID is the primary key of this table. Employee ID is a foreign key to the employee table. So we already identified that using employee ID, we can join the two tables. Each row of this table indicates that the employee with employee ID is working on the project with project ID. We are also given another table called employee, three different columns in this: employee ID, whose data type is integer, name, whose data type is variable character, and experience years, whose data type is again integer. Employee ID is the primary key of this table. It's guaranteed that experience years is not null. Okay. Each row of this table contains information about one employee. We are asked to write a SQL query that reports the average experience years of all the employees for each project rounded to two decimal places. The order of the result does not matter. Let's go through this example and try to see what this question is asking. So here we have project table. We have two different projects with several employee IDs associated with those projects. And then we also have an employee table where we have the employee ID, their name, and the experience years. And the question says experience years won't be null. It is guaranteed that. So to find the average experience years, so let's say for project ID1, for every project we need to get the average experience years. So for project ID1, there are three employees that are working on it. Employee ID 1, 2, and 3. One has experience of 3 years, 2 has experience of 2 years, and 3 has experience of 1 year. So total experience is 6 years and 3 people are working. So the average experience for project ID1 is 2 years. So and similarly for project ID2. So that is what we have in our output. So basically, since we need to use the experience years from employee table and the project ID from the project table, we need to perform a join. Also, what kind of join we need to perform? So for every project, we need to have the average number of experience years. So again, in these cases, it is safe to do a left join so that every project ID, even if it is not mentioned in the employee table, we are able to have that in our output. So to start this, we need to do from this table called project. Let's alias this as P. Let's do a left join of table employee aliased as E on, and we already established that we are going to use the employee ID column because employee ID column is a foreign key in a project table. On P dot employee ID is equal to E dot employee ID. Okay, let me go ahead and return all the columns so that we can see what do we have right now. Let me go ahead and run this. Let's see what do we have here in the output. Okay, let me drag it above. So if we look at our output, let me drag it on the left. So we have project IDs, employee IDs, the names, and the experience years. Now, once we have this, then for every project ID, we need to get the average experience year. So since we are dealing with every project ID, the best way to do this is group by. So we go ahead and do group by P dot project ID and return the P dot project ID, and we need to calculate the average using the experience years column. Experience years column is coming from employee table. So we do average of E dot experience years, and we also need to round this to two decimal places. So we do round off this entire thing to two decimal places, and this should be aliased as whatever is required in our output. So in our output, this should be average years. So average years, and order of the result does not matter. So I think this looks good. Let me drag it down. Let me go ahead and run this. Let's see what do we have here. Drag it to the right. Okay, so our output is same as expected output. Let me go ahead and submit it to see if it passes all the test cases or not. So yeah, this is accepted and this is how we do it. So this is not a very difficult question. All we had to do was firstly perform a join. We also identify which column to join on and then simply grouped by the project ID and had that in our output, as well as we calculated the average of experience years and rounded to two decimal places. So yeah, this is how we do it. Let me know if there's a better way or more efficient way to solve this question. Let the solution be in the comment section below, and I will see you guys in the next video.